Imagine spending over 3 decades behind bars, only to find out you might walk free by Thanksgiving Day. This is the reality for the Menendez brothers. Los Angeles District Attorney George Gascon has recommended that Erik and Lyle Menendez be resentenced 35 years after they murdered their parents. Gascon held a press conference on Thursday, October 24, where he recommended Erik and Lyle receive a new sentence for murdering their parents Kitty and José inside their Beverly Hills mansion. Gascon's recommendation could make the brothers eligible for parole immediately, a decision that has sparked both hope and controversy. Gascon stated, "I believe they have paid their debt to society," as he announced his recommendation for resentencing. Gascon emphasized, "I do believe they were molested," and noted their nearly 35 years in prison as sufficient punishment. Despite the recommendation, Gascon acknowledged his office is divided, with some believing the brothers should remain in prison for life. The case will now return to court, where a judge will ultimately decide the brothers' fate. The Menendez brothers have always admitted to killing their parents but claimed they were driven by years of abuse from their father. In 1989, they shot their father, José Menendez, and their mother, Kitty Menendez, a total of 14 times during an attack inside their Beverly Hills home. Erik Menendez found it absurd that police didn't arrest him and his brother at the crime scene, a sentiment he shared in a recent interview. Lyle Menendez's immediate post-murder spending spree, including buying a Porsche and Rolex, painted a picture of greed. In the 1980s, the public saw them as ruthless monsters, but recent support from a TikTok movement and Netflix shows has shifted public opinion. Relatives of Kitty Menendez gathered ahead of the DA's announcement, showing a mix of emotions and anticipation. Kitty's sister, Joan, their 92-year-old aunt, has long advocated for her nephews and is begging for their release. Joan said, "As details of Erik and Lyle's abuse came to light, it became clear that their actions, while tragic, were the desperate response of 2 boys trying to survive the unbreakable cruelty of their father. As their aunt, I had no idea of the extent of the abuse they suffered at the hands of my brother-in-law. None of us did, but looking back I can see the fear and tension that their father had instilled in them. They were just children who could have been protected but were instead brutalized in the most horrific ways." But critics argue Gascon's decision is politically motivated, aiming to boost his re-election campaign. Gascon denied any political motives, stating, "There's nothing political about this," and highlighted his record of resentencing over 300 people. New evidence, including allegations from former Menudo member Roy Rosello, has reopened the case for the Menendez brothers. Erik's letter to his cousin, revealing long-term abuse, adds another layer to their defense. The Menendez brothers' family introduced a coalition called Justice for Erik and Lyle, advocating for their release. However, not all family members agree. Kitty Menendez's brother, Milton Anderson, opposes the resentencing. Despite the controversy, the brothers have shown exemplary behavior in prison, working as hospice aides and running AA meetings. Erik and Lyle Menendez's lawyer, Mark Garrigus, is hopeful that they could be home by Thanksgiving. Will justice be redefined, or will the past continue to haunt them? Share your opinions and comments below. As the story continues, stay tuned to see if the Menendez brothers will walk free or remain in prison.